Hi, my name is Stella and this video is about explaining the Infinity Nikki sheer endless wardrobe. As you can see, I'm playing this on my computer. Here I have to press C to actually get to the wardrobe itself. And here we can take our time to dress up Nikki in different really cool outfits. So let's start with how the wardrobe is organized and how I kind of mentally sort pieces before I even start styling. It's kind of like my styling studio and it makes playing the game even more fun. But also it comes with additional perks, which I will try and explain. If I want to get rid of a look, so to speak, so I will clean this look up and now we can dress Nikki right from scratch. Every item has a point system. There is ranks. So for example, there's a 5-star hair arrangement and the major categories for points of this hairstyle is elegant and sweet. So we have these 5 categories. They exist to help you win styling duels. So the higher these points get, more probable that you actually will win a styling duel. Shaping the look for me is quite easy. I always try and color coordinate. Maybe I get a new item that I feel excited about, which actually is true. I recently got a new item and I feel quite excited about it. This is a new item I feel quite excited about. It's from the latest theme. I really like the feather arrangement on her shoulder and on her wrist. So I think we might just go with this one. This one is a top, so if we go from the beginning, you can equip full outfits. You see, I already colored this one. Let's choose one that I did not color maybe. So let's say this is a full outfit and we could just choose an outfit. But where's the fun in that, right? So I'm gonna undo that. So sometimes I start with the hairstyle, or sometimes, like I said, I start with an actual outfit piece that I feel excited about. And I think about how to coordinate everything else around it. But yeah, we're gonna start with this top. So since I don't have all the items of this piece, color selection will be limited. So this is maybe the first thing we're going to take a look at. So as you can see down here and down here in every item, we can see if something is actually able to be dyed or tinted in a different set of colors. So if it doesn't have that, like this one doesn't have it, then only this color set is available. There is nothing else you could do about it. We want to go with this, and we do have the color tool available here. So I'm gonna click on this, and the first slot I always dye in its original colors. So I just click save and I go back. So I always have the original colors up here. And then I go to the next slot, and this is when I think what I would dye this piece in. But like I said, I don't own all the pieces, so we're a little bit limited when it comes to the color selection. I feel this piece could look amazing either in shades like this, like top, purple, something like this, or actually something pretty aggressive, like a red or an orange. Specifically because the feathers feel like very inspiring. They almost feel like a little fire on her shoulders that's ready to explode. So maybe let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, I like this. This looks really nice. So yeah, I think we're gonna go with the orange set. The other thing I want to do is I want to give her a short hairstyle right after we actually unlock this color palettes, because we actually need some crystals, these ones to be precise, luminous prism crystals, to actually unlock color palettes. Without those we cannot unlock. Okay, so I'm saving this for now, even though I'm not done. I'm giving her purposefully a very short hairstyle, so I have some visibility on things that would be, or elements of this dress that would be otherwise hidden to me. Going back to this top. Now let's see what this color works with well. Yeah, but maybe we can just go with a lighter orange for now. And then for the next area, and you can see it always indicates which area it wants to dye next by letting it glow up between white and black. So this really helps. So we could dye this, you know, maybe in a gold shade. Not sure about this. We can try different shades, but maybe an antique gold like this one could be nice. So let's try and see how that will look if we apply it also to other pieces here. So these are the crystals. and pearls and beads. So maybe these we can try in orange again. I think that's nice, complementary. And then there is the belt. I feel the belt should also be on orange. And let's see what this is pointing to. Oh, that's this crystal, also orange. And we have a few more areas to paint. So as you can see, this is like lighting up. So we paint that in orange as well, so it feels like little flames. And then there are these detailed elements. Seems fine in orange. And then there's this stuff. Feels orange is the right choice for this. And lastly, all the other feathers, obviously also orange. So now we have this combination of, let's say, black and orange, which looks quite nice. It's a little bit aggressive, but why not? And or we could do this, which I like a little bit more. So we're just gonna go with this one. So now that I have that sorted out, let's see what we can combine it with. I think I kind of like this one. So let's just go and dye this one. Again, saving the original first. And then I'm gonna go here and see if all the colors are available. Yes, they are. This is great. So I think we use this. This is actually quite perfect. Then we could either dye this a little bit bolder, or we go with this, and then we go with the bottom area a little bit aggressive, or the other way around. Almost feel the other way around could be better. Actually, maybe we keep the focus really on the feathers and make this just a supplementary piece. So I think I'm good with this. Then let's go into the hairstyles and let's find ourselves a hairstyle we really like for this. Ooh, I like this one. This one is great because it kind of resembles almost the feathers. So I think we're gonna go with this one. And maybe we just go really tone and tone for all of it. The bright orange is really framing her face nicely. So also gotta unlock that palette. So let's move on to shoes. Okay, maybe this is the one. And there's those. They make this whole thing look a little bit more modern, I feel. So let's see. It should be available in orange because usually that palette is always at our disposal. It's sometimes interesting how colors really apply very differently. So as you know, we've used this exact color for the tights, for the leggings, and it applies to the shoes extremely different. I mean, it's okay because it's a very different material, probably baked in with very different normal maps. I think we're just gonna go with this. Yeah, I'm gonna go with this one. You can help yourself out by filtering. So if you're looking for a very specific look, like for example, let's just say we would be looking for sexy, then we could filter garments this way. You can filter not just by the style indicator, but also by sub-labels, such as all of these ones, and even the Eureka colors. So if you're looking for very specific pieces, then that's fine too, and you can be much faster and you can easily reset the filter. You can also search by quality. So right now you can see on top are the high quality pieces, 5-star ranking, and often with additional upgrades already integrated. I think this one, yeah, Gold Leaf Ascent, it already has level 5 because I've upgraded it so far. So now we can move on to accessories. Accessories are the best if you ask me, because you have a ton of different categories from which you can choose. So this style, to be honest, she already has this really nice hair that almost blends into the feathers on her shoulder. So I'm not feeling necessarily inspired to put something specific on her head. It might just overdo. And sometimes I just also look at the main piece. What kind of ornamentation does it have? So it has these like almost abstract bone ornaments, and they're very spiky and everything, so stars would probably not become my go-to for this dress. So I really like this one. I don't think it fits here, but I really like because it fits a little bit of the structure, but it feels like it's interfering with the feathers, and I really want to make the feathers the focal piece. I was hoping we could find something with feathers that we can dye. Okay, moving on. Earrings. So yes to earrings for sure. Question is, do we go with buttons or do we go with something a little bit longer that actually has feathers? There's this piece with feathers, which also has a spike. So I think I would go with this one, especially because I can dye it. Let's get the right colors in. Like this, it's a blend of 3 oranges. I think that could be cool. Now moving on to neck pieces. Since she already has a high color on her top, I feel neck piece is really overkill. I don't think we need this, so moving on. Then let's go and inspect some gloves, because gloves will look great to this one, I think. These leather gloves, these halflings. So this is what I'm gonna go for. So as you can imagine, the main color will be one of our oranges, no surprise here. We can barely see this part, but that's okay. And then we have the little metal strip here, and that we will color in our gold again, because it's just a really nice antique gold color. There's a lot of opportunity in face pieces or masks, face decorations, seen and unseen. Honestly, I really like her face to be very visible in this one. So now to actually get to another area here, we have to go back, because in dyeing mode we cannot see these items, mainly the makeup area and the Eureka area. So for makeup, let's see if we have something that actually fits her right from scratch. So this could be really interesting. Oh, I like the contrast of this. I kind of think this is cute, but not really. So we're gonna go with something a little bit more custom. So let's first inspect eye makeup. Okay, let's go with this one. Eyebrows. I love the standard ones for this one. Then we do have eyelashes. Maybe this one is nice. And then we have contacts. I do like the tone in tone version, but I also have to say I really like the contrast of the green here. Then a little bit bolder lips. This one seems really nice. Then you can also adjust the skin color, but I would just go with the standard skin color. And then there is the whole field of Eurekas. Eurekas are these additional decorations for the head, the arms, and the feet. So you can actually add more power to your outfit, which is really cool. All the Eurekas have the same style identifiers. So there is the star rank, there is the level, so how many upgrades you have already done, and you know, the elegant, sweet, cool, fresh, and sexy categories. So for this outfit, I don't even know, since I did not care about the style label. Maybe just go with something that fits the vibe or the colors. Let's maybe go with the red moon. It's also leveled up already to level 10. Then the arm piece could be, oh, actually, maybe it could be crystal. So let me see if we can find something a little bit more befitting. I kind of do like the whole planet stuff. So maybe also for the head, let's go with the planet stuff. Yeah, that seems like a good choice. So here we go. We have now a full outfit. We can save it. Burning planets. Then you can save it and you can return back to the game. And you can actually play in this outfit and feel maybe a little bit more motivated. Who knows? But in truth, when it comes to styling duels, this journey doesn't end with just making an outfit. It actually goes much, much further. Because you have 2 areas where you can upgrade outfits, and it's not the wardrobe itself. So the wardrobe is up here. Like I told you, I entered it with C on my keyboard. And then there's Eureka and glow ups. So I will try and explain glow ups first. So let's just say we really love this piece, right? It's a 4-star outfit. Maybe it's really worth, you know, making it like something more permanent in our wardrobe that will be automatically used in styling Duel recommendations. So you can go here and you can press upgrade, and you can also tell the system how many upgrades you want to perform at the same time. I will just perform one, and you can see it uses materials. So it's not something you can do just because you want to do it. You also need to collect materials. If you reach a max level, only then, meaning level 10, you can actually glow up an outfit. So glowing it up means you reach a next step of evolution, and it usually means you're equipped with a whole new set of this outfit in a very different color, which is really nice. So this upgrade, just to level from level 0 to level 1, will cost us 1,350 blinks, as this one indicated. This is our current bling amount. Then there is this, which is called Thread of Purity. So currently we have 9,590, it requires 18. And then we have 40 shiny bubbles that are needed to actually bring this outfit to the next level. So I would just click upgrade, and as you can see, it improves. It automatically indicates for you which is the highest styling label in this outfit, which is cool, obviously. So you would dress this for a styling Duel that requires you to have a cool outfit. If we look at some of the other pieces I added, I'm pretty sure they are not all in the cool category. So if we just filter here also again to look at some of the pieces. So for example, the one here that I have equipped right now, you've seen it. We can check if it's actually in the cool filter section. And yeah, well, it's not. To complete a full cool style, rather level up one of these hairstyles instead. When it comes to, for example, the shoes, same story. So with shoes that I equipped, these ones, they're actually in the cool category, but I've never actually upgraded them. So maybe now is a good time to actually do this. And down here you will always see what you actually receive once you're glowing up something. So once you reach the maximum style level, this whole color palette is actually being opened for you. That said, you might be asking, where do I get these materials? The Thread of Purity, the bling, and the shiny bubbles. So let me show you this quickly, how you can keep collecting these materials so you don't actually have to pay for it. So blings, for me, the best location to collect them, if I'm in real need of some, it's actually in a Wangshang realm. This is where I usually go to collect them. And I start here at the beginning of Jaiye Market. The reason for that is that in this market, there's just so much bling literally chilling out on every rooftop. So you can gather quite a lot by just going here and collecting some of them. So up here, I usually collect a lot, and then you see all of this bling just sitting up there. That's always my first destination in this realm, because here you can collect a lot just with riding one cloud across the sky. So it's a really easy earn, to be honest. Just need to make sure you position yourself right, and then the rest is just waiting out until the cloud reaches its destination. That's a very, very convenient way on getting your hands on some bling. So this is how I usually gather bling. And then you might ask, how do I get my hands on Threads of Purity? So I found out, aside from, solving quests and just collecting as you go, a good way to do it is just entering a realm challenge, to be honest. One of those here. And there's a few ways on how to do it, but usually if I'm in real need of, getting my hands on some Thread of Purity, I go here, Realm of Escalation. This recharges every day, but you can also manually recharge it. So if I want to go here, so in here, you press F, and then you can make a choice. Do you need blings? Do you need threads? Do you need shiny bubbles? All of them are fair game. You can just say threads in this case, then you can filter by higher quality. And for example, soul fruit or golden sweets, they can give you quite a lot. They give you 400 threads of purity. The cost is 40 of your daily energy reserve. So I feel this is quite good. Escalate. And then it escalates and it adds these newly converted resources to your inventory. And now you have Thread of Purity, which you didn't have before maybe. You can do the same with the shiny bubbles, but there are also other realm challenges. So let me show you where I usually go to get my hands on shiny bubbles or glitter bubbles, because there's a whole lot of different types of bubbles that do different things. So pressing L on my keyboard again, go to Realm Challenge, and then you have the Realm of Dark. And in here, you can play little games, mostly fighting against monsters, to actually get your hands on bubbles. So specifically glitter bubbles, which are really important if you want to glow up a specific outfit type. So you can see glitter bubbles either have the label elegant, or cool, or sweet, sexy, and of course fresh. There's also all of these like additional materials that you can literally only get your hands on if you fight S-Links. And there is also Terra Gems, which have recently become more important for me to finalize building some of the outfit sketches that I have. And there's Swirl Bubbles. Swirl Bubbles, same thing. Some outfits you can either not upgrade or you can actually not build them at all if you don't have them. So you have to go in here and you have to fight a set of monsters. See, then I go here and I actually do a round of fighting. At the end of the fight, I have a choice. So I have still 310 energy points remaining for this time. So I can either use all of them up to get like a lot more rewards, which I'm gonna do in this case, or I separate it and I play some other games to get my hands on some other Terra Gems in other colors, or some shiny bubbles or some glitter bubbles or whatever. So this is how you get your hands on the materials. Now, the much bigger question is, how can you actually upgrade these really cute little Eurekas? Again, you go into your menu and you find a button that is specifically dedicated to Eureka. Go here, and this is where you can upgrade those. As you know, we actually decided to use this planetary Eureka, and it already signals it's on, but it has actually no level to it. It's completely on level 0. I also really love this one, actually more than the planet, and it has no level. So let's level this one up, because I really like it. So we click on upgrade, and upgrades are, as you might have guessed, they are not for free either. This is already a 5-star Eureka, which gives it by nature a pretty huge level. Comes originally color purple. Here's something really important to remember. Up on level 10, it unlocks a color change, and it's random. You can't influence it, okay? So fair warning about this. So we can use other collected Eurekas that I have. So I'm just gonna select all of them to start building an upgrade. Most importantly though, you also need bling for this. And as you see, I'm running a little bit low right now. So we will only upgrade this to level 7. Boom. The other thing you can use to actually upgrade is shining particles. And that's something also that you can get by resolving quest lines and so on. Honestly, I've never really run short on these. This is actually the entire wardrobe and how it works and how it functions. So to show you what all of this is actually good for, there's two things. There's merry-go-round contests, and then there is factions. Factions is where you run styling duels against little groups of stylists. So for example, in Switzerland, I'm still very much at the beginning of everything. So if you go to these styling groups, you can see they all have their own little internal hierarchy. So this one I've actually beat, but I haven't beat this one yet. So Talaris, for example, I haven't beat it yet. Let's track this one. So it seems she's located here. So we're gonna teleport ourselves to the most closest teleportation station. And we're gonna see if we can whip out a perfect score. And here's Talaris. So let's see if we can win a styling competition against her. Let's see. So I'm entering. And what's nice, yeah, see, it has a cool label and it's fantasy. Never underestimate how important that second label can become. It's sometimes more important than you think. You can go with recommendations, that's fine. So it will just automatically style Nikki in some pieces you have available. We could do two things. We just go with the recommendation, or we can manually adjust if we still feel we know better. Can be dangerous, doesn't have to be dangerous. So let's just go see how we're doing, because only if we know how we're doing, we could potentially adjust. But this is not looking too terrible. So it seems we're graduating this styling duel with a perfect score, which is amazing, obviously. And we're gaining 30 diamonds, 100 shiny bubbles, and 100 thread of purity. So we won the styling duel, which means in factions, not only will she be checked off, but also now we get from her information who is the final boss of this faction, which we did not know before. Either way, then there's this other version of styling duels if you partake in the Mirror Crown styling contest. So if you go here, you can enter these rounds and start with the first round, obviously. You will be sent to an arena to just take part in public styling contests observed by little chickens. I don't know. They're super cute. So we talked to the styling mirror, to the Infinity Mirror to be precise, and it would tell us with Jade Hill Sunset. So we can only assume what this means, but maybe it needs something like elegant recommend. Let's see how we're doing with this. Good for us, we're clearing this one with a perfect score, which means we will get all the rewards that were set out for this one. 20 shining particles, 30 shiny bubbles, 90 threads of purity, and 20,000 bling, which we desperately need. So these styling duels can really help you build up your resources, so I really wouldn't miss out on them. So you can see how the whole game plays into the wardrobe, because the wardrobe is something that is very important to Infinity Nikki. It's basically the core of the game, as it is a dress-up game. This is all I can tell you about how the wardrobe works. Now it's up to you to find your favorite stylings. I have already found some of mine, and it just makes the playing the game so much more exciting, if you ask me, to have pretty outfits that you run around with your character and capture the scenery with. So enjoy styling and enjoy adventuring around Infinity Nikki's world.